Hey everybody, here checking out, just really testing some stuff to make sure live is going to work, pushing to a couple places. Gonna step off camera for a second. I'm still here, even though you can't see me, making sure I've pushed to all the right places. We are hopefully good. Here I am back again. So if you got any questions you want to go in here, great. Again, I'm just making sure we are working in the right places that it should be working. YouTube. See you guys online, looking for, making sure online in Facebook, but I'm not seeing that one yet. So anyways, if you guys have questions, things you want to ask, you've got their different comments, I'll try to respond to a couple things. Because here's the cool thing about going live is you can ask us anything you want. I can't guarantee I can answer all your questions, but if you do have something that you're interested in, please let me know. Be happy to try to answer those the best I can. Yep, got some people watching over there. Still checking on the Facebook page, making sure that's going to work. So if you're not familiar with Snagit, you should definitely go check it out. I know a lot of people say, oh, I can just use any old screen capture tool. And that's true. You could use any old screen capture tool. But the amazing thing about Snagit is it's like, let's say you want to give, it's like the difference between driving a Ford Escape and I don't know sports cars, but a fancy sports car that's got a lot of power, but a lot of control, and it looks really good too. So definitely some things you should consider there with screen capture. And some things that came out in the version that's out currently, 2018, has some fantastic stuff, including if you want to rearrange and move around elements of your screenshot, it makes it super easy. So we are looking like we are live on Facebook. Cool. So everything is working, so unless I see some questions coming in, I'm probably just going to cut this short because really just want to test some things out here. But again, Snagit, if you haven't had a chance to use it. Now think about screen capture. One of my favorite things with Snagit to do is actually do a panoramic capture. So if you've got a long web page or a page that's kind of, it's got some stuff going off the screen, it's not going to quite fit, you can actually turn on panoramic capture and you can scroll and it will capture that scroll. And then what I like to use that for is then if there's parts in the middle, there's a really great feature in Snagit called cutout that you can use to get rid of a little bit of the bits in the middle. You could actually make it so it's got this kind of jagged edge with the transparency underneath it and jagged edge on the bottom part as well to show people context, because context is really critical when you're making screenshots, because you want people to understand where are they at in relationship to what you're showing them. And if there's stuff missing and it doesn't look like their thing, people get confused. It happens, we understand. So making sure that when you're using things like the cutout tool, you're leaving them some context. So just looking over here to see if there's any comments. So I'm not sure, it's hard to read some of the stuff on the small iPad. Any graphics, not sure what that means. Not discussing anything for any future upgrades during this particular event, because just practicing making sure our systems are working fine. Let us know, what is panorama? It's panorama close enough. So basically the idea is that like a panoramic picture you might take with, say, your iPhone, where you're taking a wide picture. The idea with Snagit is that you can do that with a long or a wide web page, or any page really. It could be a Word document, it could be Excel. I don't know why you'd capture those, but you could. So think about how you could capture stuff that's not all on one screen, and so it works really, really well. Another question came in, can Snagit capture video edit in Camtasia? If I'm going to interpret your question, so if you capture video with Snagit, can you edit in Camtasia? Absolutely you can. The best way, and I actually love this, is if you go to Snagit to your outputs, you can actually share right from Snagit into Camtasia. So if you make something kind of quick on the fly, you're like, oh, I just want to capture this super quick with Snagit. You want to dump it into Camtasia, or you've got something you made in Snagit, you want to bring it into another project in Camtasia. Super easy to share right between. The other thing you can do is if you have a screen capture, you've taken a still image and you want that in Camtasia. There's that button, you just hit the Camtasia button and it will send to your version of Camtasia as well. So super cool, super nice. Really, actually, I love doing that, because if there's something like a lower third, if I don't want to bust out something like Photoshop or Illustrator, because it's just way more work and complicated than I need, and I just make it in Snagit really quick, it's easy to make it in Snagit, bring it over. Someone says, can you add effects like shaking? I'm guessing you're talking about Camtasia. I think what we'd really want to know before we went and add a shaking effect, first of all, check out the behaviors. There's some cool stuff. You could probably approximate what you want to do with a behavior, but shaking, I don't know. I think we'd have to understand the use purpose, kind of your case. So if you've got ideas of when you'd use it, why you use it, why you think that'd be valuable to add, let us know. We won't say no. Try Learning LLC says the grab text feature is fantastic. Thank you. I love it too, right? Like, so grab text, guys, so simple, so easy. You just select the text that you want. You say grab text, and it can actually does OCR, or optical character recognition, and then it becomes something you can copy and paste. So you're thinking, well, wait a second, why would I do that? Why not just highlight and copy and paste? Because if it's text already in an image, you can't always do that. You can't always highlight and select and copy and then paste it someplace. So this is going to allow you to do that even with flat images. So like, let's say you've got a poster. Someone saved it as a PNG. Ugh, you got to do something with that text. You can't really. But with Snagit, now you can. Now, the other thing you can do is, and you should try this, is you can actually go in and you can edit the text. Snagit is going to go in there and try to recognize that font, and then you can do like a replace text. The thing I will caution you about is sometimes it doesn't always get the font right, so you might have to make some adjustments there. You might have to adjust the size a little bit, but it can get really close. And in some cases, if that's like I'm stuck with this thing and it's flat, it can be a lifesaver, especially if it's a small change. Someone's asking, what is Snagit? I'm not going to go through the whole spiel about what Snagit is. It's a screen capture, screen video tool. Google Snagit, you'll find it. TechSmith Snagit, it's going to be up there. Okay, so Jake, thank you for explaining the shaking video. Some questions about Snagit upgrading. We are upgrading, about Camtasia upgrades and features. We've made actually a lot of other changes. If you understand the development process, if you've ever been through the development process, there's lots of things that have to happen. There's priority that happens. And to be honest, sometimes people want things that maybe is not the necessary fit for our core audience. So we do take that into account. There's certain target audiences that we are obviously trying to serve. We would love to serve everybody, of course. But sometimes those things maybe take a ton of work. Maybe they're more difficult than we ever anticipated. Or maybe it's on the roadmap, but it's just going to be a while before we're able to get to that, because there are priorities of things that we have to do. So for sure, lots of things we can do, lots of challenges there. But we keep working on the products, guys. We keep updating them and upgrading them. So Jackie, I don't think we have special Halloween discounts. It's not normally a big sale time for us here, at least for software. There might be for other things. But keep your eyes open. You never know when things are going to go on sale. We definitely try to make sure our customers are being well served in that area. So with that, guys, I'm not seeing as much in Facebook because I'm not seeing the comments there. So if there's comments in Facebook, I'm apologizing. I'm trying to find those here on my iPad. Split screen, it's kind of challenging. So just one more comment here. Decrease the video or audio timeline size. Thinner every video layer or audio layer's height is too big. Okay, so yep, I can understand that. That's a great feedback. I will definitely let the team know. What I will do is actually, one of the things that, just so you know, you can adjust those timelines, but there is a minimum, kind of fixed minimum. But that's great feedback. Sometimes you want to kind of hide those, get those out of the way. So with that, guys, thanks for tuning in. Again, this was really just here to test some software, making sure our system's working, that we could do what we want to do. If you guys have questions, feedback, make sure you leave comments. We do our best to monitor those, answer those questions. Just so you know, of course, as all things, we can't answer all questions. Sometimes it's questions like we don't have good answers for. But we do try to do our best to communicate with you guys, because you are our community, and we love being able to work with everybody in our community to learn what they want, learn what they need. And we know sometimes there's frustration. We know that you guys want certain things, and we don't always get to that thing. just know, one, we are listening. We hear those requests. And two, we're doing our best to be very diligent about prioritizing those requests and thinking about what makes sense for the product and what makes sense for our core customers, because we want to serve them first. And if you got ideas, always make sure when you make a suggestion, tell us the core reason why. Why is it that you want that thing? Because if you want that thing you think is really important, let us know. Maybe we didn't think about that use case. Maybe we didn't understand it. And make sure you keep reminding us. But don't get mad when your thing isn't picked, because there's always lots of things. Because we're always picking somebody's thing for sure. So anyways, thanks everybody for tuning in. I'm going to step over, turn this off, but we'll catch you guys again sometime soon. Thanks.